Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. First of all, happy Diwali to all of you. This is the Nothing's Glyph. So wish you guys a very happy and safe Diwali. So now let's move towards our today's video, which is LineageOS 23, which is based on Android 16 for our Nothing Phone 1. So let's take a look at it right away. So guys, this is the LineageOS 23. And LineageOS, in my view, is considered to be one of the best ROMs, one of the best custom ROMs if you want to start using custom ROMs. I mean, if you are really worried in what it offers and what it not, like the most basic stuff, we get all of the add-ons from stock ROMs. Like obviously, a lot of stock ROMs have been adding a lot of useful features, but LineageOS provides stability, smoothness, and reliability towards custom ROMs. So yeah, let's dig into LineageOS right now. So first of all, let's move into settings. Moving into about phone, which is now placed a bit on the upper side. Then moving into Android version, you can see Android version 16. You double tap here, you get this Android 16. What you call this? I really forgot what we call this. So yeah, whatever the screen is, literally forgot the name. It was right on my tongue, and now I literally forgot about that. So sorry about that. This is the Android 16. So this is the Android 16 Easter egg, and I literally forgot the word Easter egg. I don't know, it was on my tongue and I was about to say it and I just forgot about it, what to say this. So yeah, this is the Android 16 Easter egg. Going back, we have October security patch 1 October 2025, and this is a LineageOS build 15 October, and today I guess 22 October. So yeah, it's been a week, and you might also get a new release because this is a nightly. It's not nightly, actually it's a weekly build, so you get a new build every week. So if you go and check on LineageOS Space War, which is the code name for Nothing Phone 1, you might see a new release every week, and today is 22, so you might get a new build today itself on the website. So you don't see a lot of changes in LineageOS 22 and 23. So this is the quick settings bar. You can see it is similar to Android 15's quick settings bar. Then moving here, you can see you don't get those new styles. Moving down, let's move into settings again. This is the settings, settings UI. And you don't get those colorful icons, so I don't know what's missing, or maybe LineageOS team has decided to go with this one, the older grayscale black and white options for the settings. I don't know what's that, but yeah, this is what we get with LineageOS 23 when you once first install it right on your phone. On the home screen, we have space for dock, just the basic thing. Then widgets, then you can place anything. There's no Google Now or stuff. Then we have the Google page, the Discover page, where you can get some news, you can search right through it, you can get some insights about matches and everything that's happening currently. And yes, the basic app drawer, so you get everything which you had in LineageOS 22, which is basically Android 15, and this is the Android 16. Feels very similar, the LineageOS version, I don't know why. The status bar is very basic. You get the basic icons. There are no additional icons such as VoLTE or Wi-Fi, and that's the magic of LineageOS. Like if you want to know the status of VoLTE or Wi-Fi, you need to make a call, otherwise you won't be able to see if it works or not. Now let's move and see all the settings and extra features we get with LineageOS. Now first of all, let's move to wallpapers and more, and you have LineageOS basic wallpaper. So going to change wallpaper, and we have all these on-device wallpapers, and these are present from Android 14, which is LineageOS 21. So these are present since the last two versions of LineageOS, or the last two Android versions of LineageOS, or maybe even back we move into Android 13 and we might get the same wallpaper. So this is something that feels outdated, and I feel LineageOS team should make some more wallpapers like it gave us these new wallpapers with the last 2-3 versions. Now we have app grid, and you can see you have app grid up to 6x6, and the default is 4x4, I guess, or not, it's 5x5. You have icon shapes, and you can change icon shapes. So yes, you have a lot of options here, 6 to 7 options. Font options, and you have basic font options. I've set it to Rubik because the default one felt very much like basic. So yeah, I just changed it to Rubik. Even changing lock screen is very basic. You can only change the clock size, which is the small clock or the dynamic one. Then you have colors of the clock and you can change that, or you can keep it as default. And you can also have this quick styling features, and you can see more lock screen settings. You can easily access the lock screen settings inside here, which you always also get an always on display check to quickly enable it. But yeah, you can also go through the display settings or other lock screen settings which are present inside the settings. Let's take a look at that one too. Now moving inside the settings, first we are going to check network and internet, and pretty basic. We have SIMs. In here we have mobile data. You can set the mobile data accessing, going into the SIM, getting into Wi-Fi calling, and you can enable Wi-Fi calling for both your SIMs, and it enables Wi-Fi calling and Wi-Fi calling VoLTE. Everything works fine, so you don't have to worry about that. And we have other stuff like airplane mode, hotspot and all. Then glyph interface, glyph is working fine, and everything, all of the options work fine, so you can check that individually when you have installed the ROM. Then into notifications, we have app notifications, notification history, conversation, bubbles, and these are all the other options that you have. Your notification, your replan control, your notification cooldown. If you don't want if you want your notifications to cool down and don't annoy you a lot, then you can choose that. And flash notifications, a lot of stuff that we get for the notification. Sound and vibrations, you can control your sound and vibrations, your vibration and haptics, and you can also control everything individually: alarm, touch, media, and notification, and even for ring. And then we have default alarm sounds. We have charging sounds, so you can set your favorite charging sounds too, which is really nice. Moving down here, we have modes. This is a new integration, and this has been done last year. So do not disturb is now moved into modes, and we have different modes. You can also create your own. You can also set an icon, and you are good to go. You can customize it accordingly. So you just select that mode in that particular situation or that particular environment, and then it will easily help you use your device that way in that environment. Then your display, we have a lot of sub brightness, adaptive brightness. Yeah, some basic lock screen, and these are the options that we saw while moving into the lock screen. From that option, we have always on display. Oops. That's how it looks. Let's push the fingerprint. Yeah, unlocked. That's the one-handed mode, which you can access it through here. If it has been accessed like that, I had to show you guys that. Then dark theme, and you also have a pure black theme, which is really nice for our LED devices. Night light, live display, and you can configure the reading mode, which is black and white mode for reading purposes. You can, if you are reading books on your phone, then this is a very useful feature. You have colors, you can set it to natural, boosted, or saturated. Color contrast, you can change it accordingly, these are the vision differences. Smooth display, which will enable your device to go up to 120 Hz. Then rotation settings, and what we have, full screen apps. So all the supported apps which support full screen display, like even not status bar will be hidden. You can check on that after installing a lot of apps. Then tap to sleep and wake on plug is also present. So this is a really nice feature. The basic features added into LineageOS to make it really stockish. It doesn't look like we are using a custom ROM with loads of add-ons and features and those theming. This is a basic ROM which you can also use as a stock replacement on your phone, which will give you great performance and great battery. Now let's move into battery, and here we get battery usage. Battery on this is very good. The first 100% charge I did, it lasted more than a day, and I also got around 6 or 6.5 hours of screen on time. Right now I've got 1 hour 52 minutes of screen on time, and I have been using this since it's been like 6 hours or something. 6 hours I guess. It had charged 11:46 it had been charged on, and all not 6 hours, 5.5 hours. So yeah, you can calculate that the screen on time. 75% to be used, 25% used, and I'm already getting around 2 hours, so which is really reliable if you are, if you want a battery efficient ROM. This is a reliable one. Going into system, you have buttons and you have a lot of stuff here. Power menu, advanced restart, which will help you directly boot into bootloader mode. You can end call, you can long press for torch, you have wake device, you have partial screenshot. Now moving into keyboard, you can check your on-screen keyboard settings. You have status bar. You can also enable or disable some system icons, and even in here there's no VoLTE or Wi-Fi icon. Network traffic monitor, you have all this stuff which you can configure, all the clock and all the basic things. You can see you have 3 battery styles: icon, portrait, circle, and text, which you can choose on your own, whichever you prefer. Then you have battery percentage, and going down below we have system updates, and you can update straight through the internal LineageOS system updater, which is really nice. And that's it for the LineageOS. Oh wait, we have one more stuff, which is gestures. Let's not straight away end the settings part. So we have double press power button, navigation mode. You can also hide navigation tint, or you can also enable it to have it visible. I keep it hidden. Going back, you have tap to check phone, which is a really nice feature. It will just just turn on your display with a single tap. We have press and hold power button for power menu. You can also choose assistant if you don't use power button a lot for your turning on the device, or turning off the device, or using other power options. Then prevent ringing, you can also set it to vibrate or mute. There is no third option to set it to sound or set it like a rotating option. So yeah, this is missing, but that is an additional feature. This seems more like a stockist feature, which is the basic requirement of LineageOS, which has all these stockist features. And that was for all the settings, the features, and everything about the LineageOS 23 on your Nothing Phone 1. And I hope you guys will like the video. If you want to install this, I will be making a separate video on installation. Make sure you check that too. It might be out after 2-3 days, so make sure you can check that too. You will also find a LineageOS installation guide down below. If you are a pro, if you have installed custom ROMs before, it's really easy. But it is my task to help you guys guide through the installation, and that's why like a lot of people are first time users of the LineageOS. So for them, I will obviously definitely make a video on the same procedure. Even if it's repetitive, it's okay. Like, it's a new video, it's Android 16, so that's totally fine. So I hope you guys like the video. If you really do, please press the like button. If not, press the dislike button. You have the subscribe button right here, the red button. Please do subscribe to my channel for a lot of more videos on the Nothing Phone 1. And I will surely try to bring another new device on the channel, so you guys will have a mixture of devices. And I hope to see you guys soon with another video. So yeah, that's it. Bye bye. See you guys soon. Keep subscribed.